Hi everyone, welcome back. That is some cheese, and today we're going to make a broccoli bake. Real simple, but oh so good. So let's get to it. First thing we need is some peppers. I had a part of a yellow pepper already cut up. That's a whole red pepper. I always like the way you can slice it from upside down. And look at that. You don't get the seeds in the way. And you use up all that pepper. Now the recipe said cut it into slices. I just diced it because the other part of the yellow one was diced. So that's what we did. Let's get in a container. And this works out to about a cup's worth of peppers. But as with anything, if you want to put more in or less in, absolutely, that's your call. We'll put that aside. Now we need some baking powder. That is pork rinds, and that's going to be our substitute. It's keto friendly actually. So we get our food processor out, throw them in, grind them up, and we're going to use a teaspoon of that mix for our baking powder. Next up, broccoli. That's one big head and a little head of broccoli. I'm not sure how big it is. The recipe said 1.7 pounds. I don't know what that is. We're going to use this. So I cut the bottom off and I pull out the florets. And that's what's going to go in our broccoli bake. Now, what do I do with the rest? Well, you'll see at the end, I don't throw that stuff out. Do I care that it doesn't have a whole lot of florets on it? I do not. But I hate it going to waste. There's our florets. So we're going to chop it all up. And basically that's a side dish someday. It's broccoli without the florets. Why let it go to waste? It's perfectly good food. And there you go. A side dish for two. We'll put that in a bag and that goes in the freezer. Now we've got to cook the broccoli. Pot of water, a little bit of salt in it. We're going to bring it up to a boil and let it cook for about 15 minutes. That's our parsley. That's flat parsley. You can use the other stuff, I guess, if you want. I just chopped off the tops, kind of chopped it down, and we'll use that later. Okay, into our frying pan. Tablespoon-ish of oil. In go our onions. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that's one onion chopped up. I didn't dice it, I kind of made it not quite stringy, but you can see. And I'm just going to kind of start separating the onions, and then we'll go from there. Now it's time to use the peppers we chopped. So there they go into the pan with the onions. Give them an occasional stir. They don't need to be super cooked, but once they're translucent and soft, get them off the element. Into a bowl, make sure you got a big enough one. I should have got something a little bigger. 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. We'll give them a quick whisk. Okay, that looks good. Now into that is our parsley. Yummy. So there's about that much. That's 1/3 cup of flour, our homemade baking powder, teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of oil. And then last but not least, 2 cups of milk. Then we're just going to carefully mix it all together, make a big mess. Once again, get the right bowl. So we're all cleaned up, and here is our baking dish. Not super huge, but it's going to work. Our broccoli's been drained. You can see it's still steamy into the pan, and we'll kind of make it even. Oh, that looks so good. Our next layer, of course, is our peppers and onions. Yummy. Kind of makes it look colorful like that. I don't want to use green next time. I think I'll use that. So that's all evened out. Now carefully pour on our egg mixture. And I was trying to be super careful because I wasn't sure it was going to fit, but it managed to cover everything. And then, of course, it gets topped off with cheese. I've got 3 different kinds of cheese where it was boring just mozzarella. So I do have mozzarella in there. I got my 4 cheese blend. And then the second layer is a little bit of mozzarella. And then just because I had Parmesan shredded out of the bag of all things. So we topped it with that. So we got a little extra cheese than what it asked for, but I don't care. Into the oven, 400 degrees for 25 minutes. And when it comes out, check that out. That looks unbelievably delicious. And it is. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.